Hey guys, it's Mr. Wigand. Today we're going to look at activities on Desmos. These will be the introductory activities that we are going to do in class. Alright, to start off, right now we already have a graph set up, first a graph, but just in case you want to start a new one, let's say you're already doing a graph and you want to go to a brand new one, then just come up here to open graph and pick new blank graph. You also see a bunch of other things here. The first few are different graphs and things that I've created, and then the ones down here with the little blue stripes, these are all things that are created by Desmos and are loaded on there for everyone to see. We're going to start a new graph. All right. We're going to do some graphing of linear equations, things that you're familiar with. So that's what this little blinking cursor up here is looking for us to type in our equation. So I'm going to type in an equation. I'm going to type it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to use the keyboard down here. Y equals 2x plus 4. And then you see the line's right there. And I'm going to hide the keyboard for a second just so we can see the line better. So there's our line, y equals 2x plus 4. If I want to see more of the line or less of the line, I can zoom out or zoom in. So sometimes if your y-intercept is, let's say, higher than 4, you might not be able to see enough of the line, so you might want to zoom out, zoom in. All right, now I want to put another equation here. So I go up here, add item. In here you see a bunch of choices. You can add an image, a picture. This is for folders. You can put a table in, like an XY table. You can put text in. You need to type a message. And then right here, f of x expression, this is where we're going to put in our equations of lines. So I'm going to click on there, and that opens up another one. Another nice feature in Desmos is that you see that this first line is in red, and it shows you that. When I type my next line in, it'll give me a different color over here. So easier to tell the lines apart. Alright, so let's do another one. I need my keyboard, so let me come down here. Alright, y equals, this time I'm going to do a fraction. Actually, let's make it a negative fraction. So I'm going to use the subtraction sign for a negative. And then I'm going to do, let's say, 2/3. So I'm going to hit 2. I'm going to hit divided by, and then 3. And then that gives me the fraction 2/3. Now what you have to be careful is, I want to do y equals negative 2/3 x. And if I were to type x in right now, look what happens. X goes into the denominator. I don't want that. So I'm going to backspace to get that x out of there. And now I'm going to use the right arrow to move over. Now I can put my x in. So now the x is next to the fraction as opposed to in the denominator. And let's do, I don't know, -1. I'm going to hide the keyboard again. And there we go. So 2 lines. Put my equations in over here. Pretty simple to graph. We talked about zooming in and zooming out. No big deal. And you see that this line was in blue. This line's in red. I have my 2 lines here. Let's say I only want to look at one of them though. So I want to look at the red line, the first one. So I come over here to the blue one. I just click on it. And now it kind of deselects it. Kind of on the graphing calculator when we deselect the line. And now I just see this line. But it's still there in case I want to go back and click on it and bring it back. And I'll have to actually delete it right here and then type it back in again later when I want to see it. Alright. That's basically what you're going to need to know for the most part for graphing linear equations. If you are in the advanced class, or if you're going to try to do some of the extra credit in the regular class, then you might want to watch more of this video. If not, then that's good enough for you there. You'll know how to put in equations of lines. Alright, so I'm going to continue for the others. Alright, let me go up here to open new graph. I'm also going to, if I wanted to, save my graphs here. So I would just click on there, and I would give it a title, and then I would save it, and it would be amongst all these graphs here that I've made. But I'm going to open a new one. All right. Here is where I want to maybe make a shape. So I'm going to actually take an equation of a line and then put a restriction on the domain or range so that I don't see a whole line, I just see maybe a segment. So let's try something. Let's get my keyboard. Let's do y equals 1x. Let's do plus 2. Alright, so there's our line. Right now you see the whole line. I'm going to hit the space bar twice. I think you probably only need to hit it once, but I hit it twice. I'm going to come down here to more. There's this more button, and you have some things over here that you could use, less than, greater than, parentheses. When you hit more, it just gives you more options. Now you have less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and you have these brackets. I'm going to use these to show my restriction. So I actually only want to go from here to here. I want to just show this part. Actually, let's go from here to here. Let's go up there, 2, 4, all the way down to negative 2, 0. So I'm going to put a restriction on my domain. I'm only going to go from negative 2 up to positive 2. So in the brackets, I'm going to put in negative 2. I want less than or equal to. It's my domain, so I'm going to put in x. I need another less than or equal to, and then positive 2. And now there it is. It's only going from here to here. That's all I wanted to see by restricting my domain to the numbers from negative 2 to positive 2, including negative 2 and positive 2. All right, so I want to put another equation in. All right, so I'm actually going to try and do a vertical line here at 2. So we know vertical lines are always x equals. So x equals 2. But I just want this part of it from here up to here. So since I'm going vertically, I'm going to restrict the range this time. So I want to go from 0 up to positive 4. So I'll hit the space bar twice again. Hit more for my brackets. So I'm going from 0 less than or equal to y this time because it's my range, less than or equal to, we'll just say go up to 4. And there we go. Whoop. Going the wrong way. There we go. And some more over there. Alright. And now I could also move the graph up and down here. I'm going to move it right there, center it a little bit. Alright, so now I have just from there to there. I'm going to do one more from here to here, and now I'm going to obviously make a triangle. So I need a horizontal line, and that's going to be at y equals 0. So y equals 0. And I only want it to go from negative 2 to positive 2. So I'm going to restrict the domain again. Get my brackets. Negative 2 or less than or equal to x, that's my domain, less than or equal to positive 2. And now, let me hide the keyboard, move this down a little bit. You can see I made a triangle. Alright, so you're going to do things like this where you're going to graph lines, you're going to need to make restrictions on the domain and range so that you can make various shapes. You'll see when you get the activities. And that's basically it for now. There's a lot more that you can do with Desmos, but that's what you're going to need to know to get you started with our first few activities. Good luck, guys.